Hello everybody, welcome to another review. So I'm going to be reviewing the brand new album by Valiant Hearts. This is their fourth record, Hidden Realms. So the band is back after their 2022 record Yonder, which as much as I love the concept of it, I don't think Yonder is necessarily a great step up from the Amazing Odyssey record, which I think is just generally pretty peak Valiant Hearts. The band has just dabbled a lot with post-hardcore and progressive rock, blending in the two, so you kind of get these ethereal feeling moments as well as also having the kind of harshness of post-hardcore, which has always been a thing I quite liked. Yonder isn't bad in execution, just feel like it doesn't quite have the strongest melodies, writing, riffs. It just kind of feels a bit like it lacks the kind of punch that the previous album had, but Hidden Realms tries to do something really different from what Valiant Hearts has done before, and I must say I honestly really enjoy the concept of it. This feels the most like a concrete concept album that they've done, kind of relying more on this majestic fantasy sort of world as you get invited with loads of songs that just really feel like it blends into the whole universe they're building up here, with Vanishing Act kind of, you know, really starting it off, in my opinion, in a great way. I think I'll go through this one track by track actually. So Hidden Realms is a great opener. I actually really like this one. It's just a very strong punchy feel. I love the way it opens up, and it just feels like classic Valiant Hearts, but there's still something quite distinctive with it. I feel like the guitar work and the vocals just go even one up what Yonder did, and I love the kind of direction it's taking, giving a bit more of this very not power metal, but like a more power ethereal feeling as you're soaring through this majestic, that's the word I was looking for, majestic terrain with this album, and Hidden Realms is a very good start on that. As I mentioned, Vanishing Act is a very good opening point. I think this one is even stronger than Hidden Realms, and they're both pretty good, to be honest. Vanishing Act is just absolutely chaotic and very enjoyable, and They Say Chivalry is Dead is probably my favourite of the three opening ones, debatably. I really love the chorus on this, and I love the kind of way this ends. I feel like as well it's probably one of the kind of more heavier sounding songs, because this album, believe it or not, is actually probably one of the more tamer ones in terms of its aggression, as it kind of soars, as I said, a more majestic feel that they want to blend into this concept rather than just push their whole sound into it, instead dripping essence of what made Valiant Hearts work, and intertwining it with this newer direction is actually paying off quite well here. Venusian Fires, I don't know why I said that, ignore that, is incredible. I remember reviewing this single on the single roundup, and my god, it was fantastic. I didn't even give it track of the week because there was a slightly stronger contender for it, but Venusian Fires is one of my favourites. I think at this point, this is where I really feel like we're at the best part of the album. You're just getting hit back to back with some of the best material from the album, and this is definitely a really strong lead single. I love this one, and it got me really excited for the album. Nausicaä, which I reviewed on my also track of the week. This one actually was track of the week, beating Converge. It was very tough, but I'm happy I picked this one because, again, this is one of the highlights of the album, and if I had to pick something from the album, this is definitely one I think really reels it in. It is so goddamn good. I love the chorus and refrain on these songs. I love the fact that you kind of keep this fantasy feel to it. It's great, and I forgot to mention with Venusian Fires, I mentioned this on the single roundup, to be fair, the orchestral opening really reels this in. I kind of wish we had more strings to kind of play into this, but I still love the way that they open it up with this. I would kind of feel like this could have been a better opener than Hidden Realms, because of just the way it's so different in its opening, but it's still sick. And then as I'm talking about Nausicaä, this one is just insane. Definitely my favourite of the singles, but Venusian Fires is very close. Speaking of singles, we have Thalassa or Thalassa, which probably might say, as much as I do like the aesthetic of this one, it's probably the first kind of slightly weaker song. We're getting pretty much each song get better and better, and this one kind of was not as strong as a single. I like it for what it is, but I just found this, like, out of the 4 singles we had, to be one of the weaker ones. This one features Ladders on Tables, or Trenton Woodley, and I didn't even recognise either. I didn't really recognise it. I think Ladders on Tables is the band that Trenton Woodley's in, to be fair, but I did not recognise the feature. I just kind of listened to the song and it just felt like a standard Valiant Heart song from this album. So I don't know. I definitely like this, but it's probably one of the weaker songs on the record, for sure. Breathless. This one starts off with this kind of trap beat feel before it excels into the instrumentation. I like this one, but again, I think this is also one of the weaker ideas. I think the chorus is interesting, but it's kind of a bit repetitive, and I just think compared to, like, the opening of just non-stop absolute bangers back to back, it's kind of reeling into a bit of a weaker point of the record. Enchante, which was another single, I like this one more than the last 2 songs we reviewed. I still think this one again isn't anything amazing, but I quite like it. I think it's I definitely think it's a solid enough song and a good single choice. Then we've got Vermilion. This one, honestly, I love the ending on this one. It's a very beautiful way to end it. It's really good. It's quite catchy. I love the chorus on this one. It's definitely one of the strongest songs on the second half, and it feels like if it was on with the first 5 songs, it would fit well into the streak of just, ooh, that is really good sort of feel. It's definitely got a great vibe to it. Elixir is also another really, pretty good one as well. I was expecting this one to be kind of heavier for some reason, but I love it. I still think it's a nice addition to the album, but I don't think it is anything too unique. I think we're kind of getting a bit more of this concept and not really much of the kind of variation of it, but it's still nice. The Alchemist is again similar to Elixir, nothing spectacular. It doesn't really throw too many cool ideas, but it's still a nice sounding song and it does everything quite well, and I think the guitars on this one are actually pretty cool. Heaven Sent is great. This one's one of my more favorited ones on the second half. It's just a kind of a nice, like, second to final song. Penultimate is the word I was looking for, and it does the job. I think it's got some great drumming, some great, just the instrumentation is very cool on this, and I think the production from all these tracks have just been great, and Heaven Sent especially shows in my eyes how just clean it is, and vocals as well. And I tapped the desk, so that was my bad. And then finally we've got Yukon, the closing track. This one's good, but I think Yukon is probably one of the bit more slightly forgettable tracks on the album. I don't really recognise a single bit from it, so maybe I'll have to just kind of give it a bit more listen, but compared to a lot of the others, even something like Breathless stands out more, so I find Yukon just to be kind of weaker because everything else excels a bit stronger than it. But yeah, that's pretty much like all the 13 tracks on here. If anything, I don't think there's a single bad one. I just think we definitely got stronger tracks than others, which, you know, is normally the case with reviewing an album, but the quality is definitely much higher than Yonder. Yonder has some very questionable moments, just such as how it will enter into a rap stage with one of the features it has, and it just felt so abrupt and weird. It felt like it had the ideas that just meshed but didn't mesh well enough, and sometimes it felt a bit clunky at times. Yonder had potential, but it didn't live up to the kind of consistency of Odyssey. But Hidden Realms absolutely does. This album easily holds up to the same level as Odyssey for me, if not maybe a little bit stronger, because I kind of prefer the direction they've been going here more than they have with their earlier stuff. I still enjoy some tracks from Odyssey, like Mesmer is an absolute highlight for me, and there's generally some really cool ass songs on that one as well. But I think them going more into this concept, it's crazy how they've managed to kind of create a different sound than what I'm used to with the band, but it feels absolutely like Valiant Hearts, and that's kind of really what I wish more bands did. It's so experimental from kind of the unusual stance, but it doesn't really feel like it strides too far away from their signature sound. It fits in. I feel like it's just a concept that they should have leaned into sooner, but I guess sooner rather than later is a better time now, so yeah, better late than never. I'm really surprised how well this works, and while there is some songs that don't quite stand out, and I kind of wish the second half had a bit more of this surprise factor, because you're getting really used to the sound, but by the time you get to the end, it doesn't really vary too much. You're just getting a good sound here and there, some good choruses and good writing, but I kind of wish we had a little bit more of the heavier impact, because the first half definitely has got a few heavier tracks and feel that's a bit more uncleans on the first couple of songs, but after that you rarely get any, and it's more just kind of pushed to the back. And I feel just deciding to break up the second half a bit to kind of keep you on your toes would have been nice, but at the same time I still think it's good, and I honestly really enjoyed it. I'd even go far to say it is one of the probably the best albums I've listened to this year, and despite the fact that I've had, you know, a bit of despite the fact that I have had some opinion against some of the songs and saying that they definitely should have some work into it, I enjoy the direction wholeheartedly. Every song just works amazing. I just kind of wish we had a bit more variety to, you know, push it up more. I feel like if we at least had the second half be so distinctive but feel like it belongs on the album, but every song is so versatile, this album could have been easily like higher than what I planned to give it. It could have even been one of the top 3 albums of the year, but I just think a little bit more would have kind of made the second half stronger. But for Valiant Hearts, this is incredible, and I think this probably is their best album. It's so good, it's so catchy, and the guitars on this are just some of the best the band's done. I'm going to give this one a 4 out of 5. I was feeling more of a 4.5 for the first half, but I kind of feel that the second half, I think 4 out of 5 is a perfect score. It's the same I'd give Odyssey, but I kind of prefer this album, and I think that's pretty much all I have to say with Hidden Realms. I've been looking forward to this one for a good few months now, and I'm so glad it's here, because this was an experience that I really enjoyed. So I hope you'll enjoy. Thanks so much for watching, and see you in the next video.